Hey Scorpio, how are you? I hope you've had a wonderful month of July. Welcome to your August 2018 reading. Thank you so much for being one of the most watched and liked videos over the last couple of months. It's really, really great. I'm glad I've connected with so many of you. So I've decided to do yourself and one of the other sun signs that was really popular first for August. So I'm not going to talk about too much of astrology today. I'm going to get straight into it because we've had a total lunar eclipse last Friday. So let's just get into it, see what energy is there for some of you. All information you need to know is linked down below, from the cards I'm using to a 10% discount at the Spiritual Parlour shop on Etsy. If you're on Instagram, check me out on Instagram as well at the Spiritual Parlour, because I've just posted some candles, some love candles, prosperity candles, all kinds of spiritual stuff up there which you can have a look at and grab yourself a discount. So yeah, let's get into it. So Scorpio, oops, King of Cups has fallen out quickly. Very, very quickly. So you know me, I do read the fallers. I believe that they're messages. So King of Cups. Sorry Scorpio, I had to pause your video. My son, who is a Scorpio, funny enough, was just calling me, and he's only a little one, he's only a bubby, so I had to go and see what he wanted. He wanted a wee-wee, so I had to help him out of bed. Anyway, so the King of Cups fell out as I was shuffling, and you know me, I do read the fallers. I believe that they can sometimes be messages. People might need to hear them. So the energy of the King of Cups is about offerings, and I see the King of Cups as a serious offer. Normally linked to matters of the heart. I normally quite link him to relationships. He also represents all the water signs, so you know this is your energy as well. Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So it could be that for some of you Scorpios, you're about to offer your cup of love seriously to somebody else, or somebody else who is a potential water sign. If not, they don't have to be, is about to offer their cup of love to you. So we'll put the King of Cups back in, and if he wants to come out, he will. Okay, Scorpio. Oh, lots of fallers. Okay, that's too many. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. If there is a message, Spirit, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising, please let it be known. Too many. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know for the month of August? Wow, Scorpio, your cards are just jumping. But I like that, they're getting themselves in order. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. What does Scorpio need to know? Okay, so first card will represent, okay, that's 1. 10 of Cups, happiness. Ooh, and that is like the height of happiness as well. The number 10 is like completion, stage of completion. It's, you know, the ultimate, the highest. Once you get to 10, you know, 1 plus 0, those of you who into numbers, brings you right back, you know, to number 1. You're about to start a new journey again. Could be something that you're going to go through again, but you've reached a point of completion and happiness. The Suit of Cups again represents matters of the heart, but I always say with the 10 of Cups could be anything that brings us joy. Okay, so first card, 5 of Swords. Okay, acceptance, surrender. First card will represent the theme for August. Second card will represent, oh, that's 2 what split there. Ace of Cups. Well, I really get the feeling that there is definitely going to be an emotional state of happiness for some of you guys. All these cups that are coming up, all linked to matters of the heart. Okay, first card will represent, wow, will represent the theme. Second card will represent the heart of the matter. Third card will represent Page of Swords, news coming in, the recent past. Fourth card will represent the present. Fifth card will represent the advice. 7 of Cups again, hopes and dreams. And the 6th card will represent justice, things going your way, a potential outcome. Goodness me, there's going to be a lot of, I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of happy Scorpios. Okay, That's nice and shuffled. Wow. Feels positive already, Scorpio. That's really good. All those cups jumping out, all those positive cards. It's a really positive suit. Alright, let's get your message. Let's see where your message is for me. Okay, I feel drawn to the middle here, Scorpio. I'm going to read from the middle pile. And the bottom of the energy is the 10 of Wands. Okay. So, 10, I explained to you in terms of, numbers. It's about completion, getting to a stage of completion. In the suit of Wands, Wands represents our passions, our creativity, work to a certain extent. It could represent relationships if it's a very, very passionate relationship. But normally, I associate this with things that just generally make us quite passionate. And 10 in the suit of Wands. Sorry if I said swords. Wands is burden. It is about feeling that things are maybe one-sided, or things are one-sided, or maybe just carrying a heavy weight. Now, we've just had this eclipse on Friday in the sun sign of Aquarius, and it was right by the South Node. So in terms of astrology, that is about releasing. It was an eclipse about releasing and letting go. So let's see. Is there a burden that we need to let go of? Has somebody just let go of a burden? Will someone let go of a burden? Let's have a look. Let's see. Got lots of swords. Wow, lots of swords. And the first thing I must say, Scorpio, is when I did last week, when I did for you the eclipse reading, I'm sure it was your sun sign, where all that came out were swords, and swords is a suit of challenge. All I saw, all I felt was just a very, very challenging situation, and I'm sure it was Scorpio. I'll have to go back and look and watch myself. If you haven't watched that video, check out the solar eclipse reading that I did with all the zodiac signs, and you'll find where your sign starts in the video. I'm sure it was you with the suits, with the swords, just the burden. But anyway, and it was on a different deck as well. I think the message has come out again here. So I don't know if this is for the same Scorpios. But, okay, let's take a look at this very, very quickly in a bit more detail, what I'm picking up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what I'm picking up here, Scorpio, is there is a situation here for you. It could, with the Empress here, it feels like it could be love. It could be love, or it could even be a business partnership or any kind of partnership. The Empress is a major arcana card, and she is representative of love, what we love, who we love, being in love, and also linked to business. Her energy is very much about growth. She's quite similar to the Venus, the energy of Venus, the planet. And as you can see, she's got her Venus sun sign here. But I feel like the issue for you, Scorpio, is there is a love issue or a business issue or something that is quite close to your heart that you are recovering from at this present moment in time, because there's been a lot of challenge. And the theme is the Page of Swords. Now, swords is a suit, if you've watched before, I always say it is a challenging suit. The Page, for me, he is very representative of conflict. He brings conflict. Not as much conflict as maybe, say, the Knight of Swords. But, the Page of Swords can bring conflict. It's also linked to how we think. So it could be mental conflict, mental challenges, mental strain. The Page also, for me, they are news bringers and people that bring in offerings. So I feel as though for some of you, you've learned something. Something's come to light. Something's come to you. You've received a message, or you will receive a message with the presence of the Swords, Page of Swords, which is linked to. I feel at the moment this could be something very close to your heart, possibly romance, possibly a relationship. and it's caused a bit of conflict. It's caused a bit of conflict, and I see it with the rest of the swords here, and I feel it as well. I can feel some kind of conflict within me, especially like there's some kind of struggle, even down to the way that I'm articulating myself. I feel like I'm being like I can feel the restriction is what I'm being pushed to say. There is some kind of restriction that's come in or will come in depending on when you watch this video, and I feel like in the recent past you've decided just to let it go. You've decided that maybe it's time to just move on out of this shit. Move forward, because you've got the Fool in your past position, and the Fool, like the Empress here, is major arcana card. So it is life's lessons when it's a major arcana. It is significant things. It's not a day-to-day energy, and the Fool is like, it's back to reset, it's back to zero. Fool is the number 0. So once you've evolved, once you've gone through all the lessons that you need to, once you've learned, once you've had enough of the drama, whatever the case may be for you, Scorpio, I don't know what everyone's personal situation is, but the Fool represents that some of you have definitely gone back to square one, or you've just departed. You've departed in the recent past, and in the present you're recovering with the 4 of Swords. Now it's the same sort of energy with the swords. It's that same sort of challenge. It's that same sort of mental challenge, and the 4 does represent, you know, recovery, taking a rest, stepping back, just, you know, moving away from a situation. So in the present moment, some of you are in that position where you're just like, well, you know what, I'm not sure what I want to do about this. The best thing for me to do is to just step back for a hot minute, to step back for a bit and just see how I feel. Looking at this as well, what's coming to me is that this thing or this conflict, it could be with an air sign person, you know, being a sword. So that could be a Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. Could be someone who is possibly slightly younger than you. Not necessarily in age, but it could be in mentality with the Page, because Pages are quite young energies as well. Or if they're not younger than you and they're the same age, it could be that they're someone who has a younger way about them, is what I'm being pushed to say. But whatever the case may be, whatever this person or this struggle has been that is linked to love or a business relationship or even a business deal with the Empress here and the Page, which can represent legal matters and contracts as well, you've stepped away from it and you're recovering, which is good. That's a good place to be in the present, recovering, the mental recovery, and looking forward. It, you know, it looks good, because the advice is have hope and faith. Have hope and faith in whatever this situation is that has brought a lot of challenge to you, or has been bringing a lot of challenge to you, because, you know, some of you have taken the journey in the recent past and just departed with the Fall. You're just taking a new route. So if it's past, if it's in the past now and it's gone, still remain hopeful for the future, because the Star again is a major arcana card, and the Star's energy is all about hope, faith, and the future, and believing as well. It also represents the sun sign of Aquarius. So I did say that this could be a air sign person, if this is a person that you're dealing with the Page of Swords being the thing. So it could be, you know, as I said, an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra person. But if it's not, the advice is still remain hopeful. Remain hopeful, okay? Remain hopeful. Now, the outcome here, you have got a bit of a challenging card. You have got the 8 of Swords, which is about restriction. And I'm sure this came up in the last reading for you as well last week. So I'm going to clarify this. I'm going to clarify this, because it could simply mean, you know, which I'm feeling that with the presence of the Star next to it, that if you have the hope and the faith, you know, if you have the hope and faith of the Star and you keep positive, that restriction that you've had could just simply just melt away, you know, it could simply go. But I'm going to pull another card. Now, your bottom of the deck energy was the 10 of Swords, Son of Wands. What is wrong with me today? It's Mercury retrograde. The planet Mercury is in retrograde. It messes up all communication. So my speech is all over the place. Beg your pardon, I'm sorry. You've got the Ten of Wands at the bottom, which is struggle, imbalance, feelings as though things are one-sided. But anyway, let's clarify this energy of the Eight of Swords, which we've got here for you as a possible outcome. So Spirit, what is... Okay, Nine of Wands, we'll keep that. What does Scorpio need to know about... Too many. The Eight of Swords. Future energy, Eight of Swords. Restriction, burden. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Aha! Wonderful. There we go. That makes sense. The Nine of Wands fell out and the Nine of Cups flipped. Now, 9 is the number of content. Okay, it's the number just before we get to 10. Obviously, 10 being the number of completion, the ultimate stage of happiness. 9 is, you know, the just before. Now, the first card that fell out, the Nine of Wands, you know, this energy is about investment. Okay, and it's about keeping up the momentum and keep going. First of all, Wands is the suit of fire. Okay, so it is about energy, it is about going, it is about moving forward, it is about being progressive. And sometimes when we have so much energy, or there is a bit of a hill to go up, or you know, there's work to be done, we get to a point where we think, oh my God, can I really continue? And that's the energy of the Nine of Wands. It tells us to keep going, because at the end of the day, we've invested and we've rooted in our 8 wands. We've just got one more to go. So while we're sitting and looking back at what we've done and we're thinking in our minds, oh my gosh, can I really continue? The message is, with the Nine of Wands, you must continue. Okay, you must keep up that fire. You must keep up that hope and faith, okay, of the star that's in your advice position. If you get to a point where there is any further mental restriction or any kind of restriction that you've got here with the Eight of Swords, okay? And then the second card was the Nine of Cups. And this is like probably one of the most beautifulest energies in tarot. The 9 and the 10 of Cups. First of all, the suit of Cups is about emotions, you know, how we feel, linked to relationships. It's all that stuff that is really heartfelt. And as I said, the number 9 is about being content. And as you can see, there's a guy here with 9 cups around him, fully content. Normally in tarot, this card, you have a fat guy or a guy who's really, really big sitting here, you know, someone who's really, really content to put emphasis on, you know, being content. A guy who's, you know, he's eating a lot, he's really, really content, and he's got his 9 cups around him. And that is the energy of the 9 of Cups. So I feel like for you, Scorpio, because I feel so positive that it was your sun sign where I did the reading and it was loads of swords, because I did Scorpio quite early as well, because you were one of the videos that was the most watched. So I did yours quite early, and I'm sure it was you, but the same sort of message or the same sort of energy came up, and that was only not even a week ago on a different deck. So it's come out here again, but this time we've got a bit more clarification on, you know, the future and about the potential of being content. You know, you will have your 9 full cups. They will be there for you, but you do need to keep up the stamina, is what I'm being pushed to say. With the energy of the 10 of Wands, you really, really do need to keep up the stamina in order to get to your stage of content. So, Scorpio, I think for you, my lovely Scorpios, that is your message for the month of August. And I do hope that this situation, whoever the message is for, improves, because, you know, when you get a spread like this, when it's just challenge and there's just loads of suits, I can always tell that there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for the person, and there's a lot going on for me. It happens to me as well. And so I know how hard it can be. The suit of swords is not easy. So I hope you have a wonderful month of August. Let's pull you an angel card. Okay, what does Scorpio need to know, Spirit? If there's a message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising, please let it be known. Can you give us a message for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to know this August? Okay, there we go. Raise your vibration. So you've got raise your vibration. And it reads, Scorpio, raise your vibration. Your intuitive feelings are accurate messages from the angels. So if you are going through this difficult situation and you're getting any intuitive messages, then listen to them. As always, I always recommend that anybody and everybody listens to their intuitive messages. I feel like I want to pull you one of these as well. So I'm going to pull you an affirmation card, a little mantra to keep you going through the month of August. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. What does Scorpio need to know given this situation? What message is there for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising? What does Scorpio need to know, Spirit? Let us know. Let's have a message for... There we go. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. And your message is... Oops. Flexibility. Okay? So it reads, Scorpio. Gently flow through the turbulence. Life has the ability to shape you. Bend, do not break. What a brilliant affirmation. Thank you so much, angels, for that, because I think that is exactly what you guys need to hear. Whoever this message is for, okay? Be flexible, bend, but do not break through all the craziness or all the challenge that's going on in this situation throughout August, whenever it resonates for you, if it's happened already or happening now. Bend, but do not break. Okay, Scorpio, have a wonderful month. Please do like, share, subscribe, and you can sign up at my blog. And I'll be posting a free horoscope for the month of August as well. Any personal readings, all that kind of stuff, cards I've used, all the information will be linked down below. So just check the description box. And I will see you mid-August when I'll do another reading for you. I'm going to do 2 in August again because we're going to have another eclipse. Dun, dun, dun. Just when we thought we couldn't deal with anything else. After the one that happened last week in my sun's sign Aquarius, we're going to have one in, I believe it's Leo, off the top of my head, sort of mid-August. So stick around, like, share, subscribe, press the notification button. Have a wonderful month, Scorpio, and I'll see you soon. Take care.